What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and achieving at least one of your goals today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2024 Ford Edge SEL. Huge thank you to jc.schied over at Koons Sterling Ford here in Sterling, Virginia for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular Edge or any Ford product, I'll be sure to have JC's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. First things first, shout out to JC for getting my car in on an oil change and a tire rotation. I hit him up last minute and I said, hey, could you get my car in? He said, bring it on in, we'll get it done. And literally within 45 minutes, I receive a call, car's done. So massive shout out, JC and the Koons Sterling Ford service team. Thank you guys for getting my car done quick. But just like I always do, first, let's talk about the exterior and the performance. So like I said, this is a 2024 Ford Edge SEL. And this particular one has been painted in a Gate Black Metallic. But starting over here at our headlights, as standard with the SEL, you get LED headlights with automatic high beams, as well as LED daytime running lights and standard turn signals. However, this particular one has been optioned with the $1,250 convenience package, which gives you LED fog lights. But working our way to the center of the front end, you get a silver honeycomb pattern front grille with your Ford logo located at the center of that grille. You also get some gloss black outer grills on both sides of your front bumper. So you get one right there, one right there, and you may notice that you do get a silver accent colored trim piece. So all of this is all gloss black, and then you get that silver accent trim piece. And then all the way at the bottom of your bumper, you get a satin black lower bumper with some silver trim at the center. So from about here to here is all that silver trim, and then you get 8 inches of ground clearance with the 2024 Edge SEL. But working our way down the side, these are the standard wheels and tires that you get with the Edge SEL. So they are an 18-inch split spoke silver painted wheel, and they are wrapped in 245/60 Michelin Latitude Tour HP tires. If you do not like these wheels, there are 2 other wheel options to choose from. However, I do believe one of the wheel options does come a part of the Sport Appearance package. So let's say, you know, you don't like that front grille, you don't like the chrome trim, but you do like the Edge. There is the Sport Appearance package, which is going to give you a black front grille, black wheels, and so on and so forth. I'll put everything that comes with that package on screen right now. But that just makes this thing look a little bit more sporty. But working our way into the side view mirrors, you get body color mirror caps, and these side view mirrors are heated, manual folding, and you get your blind spot monitoring on the upper left hand side of your driver's side mirror and on the upper right hand side of your passenger side mirror. This particular Edge has been optioned with the $165 silver roof rails. So I'll give you a close-up on what those look like right there. And now I'll do a little side profile shot of this thing. So comes together to look pretty dang good. Like I said, that silver is an option. The silver roof rails are an option, and they accent your wheels, your grille, and your trim piece on your back bumper nicely. So also you get chrome window trim as well as body color door handles with keyless access. So all you got to do is walk up to the vehicle and put your hand behind the door handle, and the vehicle will unlock. And then you get some satin black door cladding at the bottom of your doors. Get a capless filler neck. All you got to do to open up the fuel door is literally touch it. Fuel door opens up to reveal your capless filler neck. You also do get a satin black shark fin antenna up top here, as well as a body color roof spoiler. As standard with the SEL, you get LED taillights. And then taking a look at our trunk, you can see you get some chrome badging, as well as just beneath your D and your G right here is where you will find your backup camera. Like I mentioned at the front end of the vehicle, this particular vehicle has been optioned with the $1,250 convenience package. And what you get with the convenience package is a power lift gate. So all you got to do is put your hand underneath here, press on that little pad, and the power lift gate will open up. It actually opens up at a respectable pace, I might add. And then taking a look at the interior, you get a grocery bag holder on this side. You get a grocery bag holder on this side as well. You get a little bit of a storage cubby, but you get your bigger storage cubby on the passenger side of the trunk area. And then you also get another little cubby right there. You could set a phone or something like that. You also get a light there as well. You get a 12-volt power outlet, and then you can also drop your second row seats by the push of that button, and boom, second row seats drop. And then these are a look at your standard carpeted floor mats. I know it's not the greatest look, but just know that is what that is there. And then underneath all of this stuff, this particular vehicle has been optioned with the $100 spare tire. So that is what your spare tire is. I think if Ford's going to be charging you $100, I think it should come standard. I mean, $100, really not that much money. So I think that should come standard, and you know, it shouldn't really come at an option. Just my personal opinion. But I would say for the size of this vehicle, you have a very, very respectable amount of storage space. I mean, truly, this is more than a lot of other vehicles that I've seen that are this size. Very good amount of storage space in the trunk space on the edge. Press this button and the power lift gate will begin to drop. There are a couple other things that I wanted to go over while we were back here. So on both sides of your bumper, you get a reflector, one on that side, one on that side as well. You may notice that you do get a satin black rear bumper with 4 integrated parking sensors. The parking sensors do come standard. And then all the way at the bottom, you get a silverish gray rear valance, and that's kind of about it for the exterior of the Edge. I have read some things where 2024 may be the last model year of the Edge. I'm not 100% sure. I cannot confirm nor deny that. But I have read a couple things regarding that. So this might be the last year of the Edge. So if you've been thinking about getting one, you might want to get one now, or you might not. You know, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do. Let me know if you think that this is going to be the last year of the Edge in the comments down below. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 2-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder that makes 250 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 7.4 seconds. If you were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 21 miles per gallon in the city, 28 miles per gallon on the highway for 23 miles per gallon combined with all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive does come standard, which is always nice, especially if you live in the Northeast, Alaska, or any place where it may occasionally snow. And I think those fuel economy numbers are definitely respectable, especially considering the size of the vehicle and how much storage space you have inside the vehicle. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot get there without your support. I put a lot of time and effort into these videos, so I would appreciate it if you would just take 1 second, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. But with that stuff said, let's move into the interior. Moving on into the interior, like I mentioned a little bit ago in the video, you do get keyless access. All you got to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and the vehicle will unlock. You can also lock the vehicle by running your finger across these couple hash marks right here, and now the vehicle is locked. This particular vehicle, again, has been optioned with the $1,250 convenience package, which gives you remote start. So all you got to do to remote start the vehicle is press the lock button, press the button under the lock button twice, and it fires up. Also with the convenience package, you get that power lift gate. So if you press that button twice, the lift gate will either open and or close. But now let's take a look at what the driver's side door panel has to offer. So taking a look at the top of your door panel, you get some vinyl wrapping, you get a satin chrome looking door handle, you get your unlock and your lock functions. Here are your power side view mirror controls. That button is to restrict your passenger window privileges. And then you get automatic up and down windows in the front, but you do not get automatic up or down windows in the back. The interior is called like this Active X seat material. So all of this is Active X seat or material, not seat material because it's not on the seat, but you get a nicely padded armrest. It feels like leather, it's just not technically leather. And then you get some accent colored stitching and a good amount of miscellaneous storage space at the bottom of your door panel. I'm going to step into here, turn the vehicle on so the HVAC system is not blowing. Now taking a look at our driver's seat, you can see this is the Ebony Active X seat material, and you do get a power adjustable front driver's seat with a little bit of storage space at the bottom down there. But now stepping on into the interior, I'm going to turn this off so we can get some good audio. Close that door, get some windows going, rolling down, boom, 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 and we should be good to go. So starting over here, that is to turn your LED fog lights on or off. Just to the right of that, you have your headlight controls. So all the way to the left is off, all the way to the right is automatic. And then one down, that is headlights always on. That's your parking lights. And then all the way to the left again is headlights off. That is to brighten your gauge cluster. that is to dim your gauge cluster. This button right here is to pop open your lift gate, and then underneath that button is to turn your traction control system on or off. At the bottom of your steering wheel, actually on the right hand side of your steering wheel, kind of at the bottom, if you push that down, you get a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. Basically what I mean by that, steering wheel goes up, it goes down, and it will come towards you and push away from you. All again set to your liking. But now let's take a listen to our turn signal. That is what the turn signal sounds like on the Edge. Now, not only is this your turn signal control stock, this is also your high beam control stock, and your lane keep assist button on or off is on the end of that stock. So you can see now the lane keeping system is off. Press that button again and it will turn right back on. Zooming back out a little bit, I'm not sure if this is the same material, but I would assume it is the same Active X material wrapped around your steering wheel. This particular vehicle has been optioned with the $350 heated steering wheel. So you do get a heated steering wheel for $350. These controls here and these controls here are for both of your productivity screens mounted to the left and the right of your analog speedometer. Coming down a little bit, you have cruise control. This does not get adaptive cruise control. You do have to opt for, I believe it's Ford Copilot 360 Assist Plus in order to get adaptive cruise control. I'll put the price of that on screen and the contents that you get with that package. Obviously, at the center of your steering wheel, you have your horn. So let's take a listen to the horn. That is what the horn sounds like in the 2024 Edge. But coming down over to here, that is to go back on a track, that is to go forward on a track, but that also picks up on a phone call, and this one hangs up on a phone call. This is to speak to the vehicle. This is to mute the audio system, and then you have your volume controls here. Now, moving up to here, you have your analog speedometer located at the center of your dash, transmission status stuff at the bottom. So let's go throughout this side first, shall we? So I'm gonna get you positioned into place. So right now, you have your fuel gauge, as well as like your auto stop start stuff, your lane keeping stuff, your odometer, and then again, you can go in between these different things. Clicking down is gonna bring me into trip 1 and trip 2. That's what that looks like, trip 2, trip 1. The left arrow is basically your back button. Then you can go into your fuel economy stuff. That's your fuel economy stuff. Average speed, auto stop start. That's kind of about it for that. Coming down, you get your driver assistance stuff, blind spot, cross traffic alert, driver alert, lane keeping system, pre-collision assist. You got your rear parking aid, and that's about it. Go back, and then you can go between your different settings if you wanted to as well. So you can go into your vehicle settings. You can go in between all these different things if you want to. And that's kind of about it for that. Go back up to here, and again, set it how you want it to be set. Now on the right hand side, basically you only have two things that you can control, either your entertainment stuff or your phone stuff. So if I go back, you can go into entertainment. So basically you can see the music that's playing. It's kind of about it. And then you can click over, go back, and you go into your phone stuff. You could go between all your different phone stuff here, and that's kind of about it for this screen. You could do a lot more with the screen on the left, which again, left controls on the steering wheel control the left screen, right controls on the steering wheel control that right screen. And then you also have your fuel range here, that's your compass, and then that is the ambient exterior temperature. And that's kind of about it for that gauge cluster. Now moving up top here, you got a good amount of storage space. You could set a phone or napkins, maybe a tissue box or something like that. And then coming down just a little bit, this is your 12-inch Sync 4 infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity. So right now my phone is connected. This is what the wireless CarPlay system looks like when it is on. And then up top here, you have a home button. So that is what your home button does. You can X back out of that. This is a couple different settings, so you can go in between your different settings here. By the way, the audio system that comes standard in this is actually surprisingly good. You can see you can go to your phone stuff, vehicle stuff, general settings, connectivity settings, software updates, so on and so forth. And then up top here, you get the ambient exterior temperature and the time. Again, this is all your Apple CarPlay stuff here. Coming down a little bit, you get your media stuff. Got your, that's letting me know that what's on XM at the moment. So if I clicked into that, that would bring me into my XM screen, basically Xing me out of my Apple CarPlay screen. So this is what your XM screen looks like. You got a ton of different preset radio stations that you can go throughout. And then all the way at the bottom of this screen is your climate control stack. So you do get dual zone climate control and heated front seats as standard. So if you wanted to go into your heated front seats, you would click right here. and then you can see the heated seat is red, but it's off, so you'd have to click it again. Now there's 3 levels of adjustability with that. You can click it 3 times for it to turn back off, and then above that you have your heated steering wheel button. But again, the heated steering wheel does not come standard. It comes at a price of $350, and then that is for your heated front passenger seat, again, both with 3 levels of adjustability. And then you're like, hey, that climate control stack is kind of small. How do I bring it full screen? You click right here, and then that is what your climate control stack looks like in its full screen mode. It's basically, it shows you the interior of an Edge, and that's kind of about it for what we got going on in this infotainment system. I don't want to spend too much time on this because it would make the video very long, but I think you get the general idea. Get your volume knob, tuning knob, that's to go back on a track, that's to go forward on a track, that's to play or pause on a track. Got your hazard button. If you click this button right here, it's gonna pop up your backup camera, and then it also, like if you get close to an object, it'll pop up here with your parking sensors. So when you're not super close to an object, it will be in green. If you get close to one, it turns red and orange. And then click that button again, and that will go away. And then that is to turn your front defroster on max, passenger airbag on or off stuff. Down in here, you get a USB-C port, you get a USB-A port, and then to the left of that, with the $1,250 convenience package, you get a wireless charging pad down in here. I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, and it fits down in there, no problem. So if you have a bigger phone, just don't worry, it will fit down in there. And then coming down a little bit more, if you want to set a phone while you're driving, you can set your phone right there. It's a great phone holder. And then this is your rotary dial gear shifter. So if you wanted to go into your different gears, literally well, obviously you have to push your foot on the brake, but then you just twist it, you know what I mean? So let's say, you know, hypothetically, you're driving down the road, or let's say you lend your car to somebody, they're driving down the road and they try to turn up the volume, but then they're like, I'm gonna turn down the volume, and you're going 80 and they twist it all the way to the left. It's not actually gonna put the vehicle in park. It is dummy proof, so don't worry about that. It is not gonna put the vehicle in park. I think it does put it in neutral though, so not a big deal. And then if you wanted to go into sport mode, you got to go into drive and then click this S right here, and now the vehicle is in sport mode. And when you go into sport mode, it pops up your tachometer on the left productivity screen right there. And then this is your, I'm gonna go back into park, and then pulling up on this is your electronic parking brake. That is to turn your auto stop start system on or off. You get 2 cup holders there. You get a nicely padded armrest. Opening up this armrest, you get quite a bit of storage space down in there. I mean, that goes very, very far down. I would say, shoot, maybe my whole forearm and more fits down in there. So tons and tons of storage space down in your center console down in there. And then you can also set a phone right there if you wanted to as well. But moving over to here, you get a lockable glove box. Push on that right there and the glove box will drop, as long as you don't have a backpack there. And you get a decent sized glove box. I mean, not the biggest, but it does go pretty deep down in there. But yeah, you can fit what you need to in there other than just your owner's manual. Up top here, you get an auto dimming rear view mirror. Opening this up, you get a taco holder. Just kidding, that is where you would set your sunglasses. Excuse me. Driver gets a light, front passenger gets a light. Both of those are LED. This is to instantly turn on all your interior dome lights. To turn them all off, you click this button, and then that is like for your door settings. So if you want the door or the lights to turn on when you open up the door or not. With the convenience package, you also get the universal garage door opener. So if you own a house with 3 different garage bays, you can open up those 3 different garage bays individually with those 3 different buttons. Then opening up the visor, you get a little clip here. You can set any small paper product, and then you get a vanity mirror with 2 vanity lights. And then last but not least, this slides forwards and backwards to your liking, depending on where the sun is shining. You get an OPU panel here. You get another OPU panel over there for the front passenger. Now I do want to go over a couple of things before we move into those rear seats. So really, there's only 2 options that this vehicle really has that I want to highlight. They're the bigger options. So this has the $1,250 convenience package, which gives you the 110 volt AC power outlet in the second row area. You also get a perimeter alarm, a power liftgate, remote start system, the universal garage door opener, the wireless charging pad, and the LED fog lights. This also has the $350 heated steering wheel. A couple other things that come standard with this Edge SEL include the 12-inch Sync 4 infotainment system with the wireless CarPlay and the wireless Android Auto, as well as heated front seats, a lane keeping system, the rear parking sensors, and the blind spot monitoring system. Now I'm going to throw the entire window sticker on screen. You guys can take a look at the couple optional things. You guys can take a look at everything that you get standard, maybe the safety stuff. But basically, I'm just going to highlight the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2024 Edge SEL is spec'd is $42,925. Let me know what you think of that price in the comments below. Honestly, I think it is, I think it's a fair price, but I do think it is on the higher side of things. You know, you can get into a Subaru for a little bit less, but I don't know. I think the finish of the Ford is a little bit better. Like when you're driving down the street, it's definitely quieter in here than it is into like a comparable Subaru, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I think that price is on the higher end of things. That's the way that I'm gonna say it. But I do wanna show you what we got going on in these rear seats before we move into the driving portion of the video. So, taking a look at the door panel back here, looks similar to what you find in the front. You get an satin chrome looking door handle. You don't get automatic up or down windows in the back. You get a little bit of miscellaneous storage space at the bottom of the door panel. And then this is what your second row seats look like. You may notice you do get a center fold down armrest. So let's take a look at this. I believe you get 2 cup holders. Boom, nicely padded armrest. Seat back pocket behind the driver's seat. You also get a seat back pocket behind the passenger seat as well. poop handle and a spot you could set your dry cleaning. Same stuff goes for that side as well. You also get a dome light up top here. You get 2 HVAC vents. Great spot. You could set a phone while it's charging. You get 2 USB ports or USB-C ports. And then to the right of that, this comes with the convenience package. It is your household power outlet. And this is how much legroom I have. I've got quite a bit of legroom and knee room. I'd say I probably have a foot of legroom and knee room left over, as well as I have quite a bit of headroom left over as well. I am adjusted behind myself and I am 5'9", so I am very comfortable back here. I think even if you were like maybe 6'2", 6'3", I still think you'd be very comfortable back here in these second row seats. Let's see. Seats recline. That is always a win, and now I am very, very comfortable. This is a Ford product after all, so the seats are very, very comfortable even in the second row themselves. But you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, now on to the driving portion of the video, where I always go over these speed bumps at 5 miles an hour, and then I rate these cars on a scale of 1 to 10. It did very well over the first one. Now let's see how it does over the second one. It's got good low end torque, the motor does. And now let's see again, 5 miles an hour. I'm gonna give this thing a 7.8 on a scale of 1 to 10. It did very well over those speed bumps. It did feel a little bit firm on the second one. Now let's do the body roll test. Not as much body roll as I would expect in a vehicle like this. It actually handles respectively well. And then one of the other things, respectably well, not respectively, respectably well. And another thing I wanted to say is that I was pleasantly surprised by how good the sound system was. This is just the bass sound system, and it sounds really good. It's got good volume to it, it's got good bass, and it also has good clarity as well. So I'm actually very pleasantly surprised with how good the audio system is. Because normally with Fords, I mean, they're decent. Even like the B&O sound system and like the F-150s, I'm always like, okay, well, they could use a little bit more bass. But I'm actually, like, again, pleasantly surprised by how good the sound system is in this. Another thing I wanted to say is that it rides very well. It actually is pretty dang well insulated from the outside world as well. Take a listen. Give you another, actually, I'm not gonna let you take a listen yet, because I do want to show you what it sounds like going over like a concrete bridge with like the bridge joints and stuff like that. I think that's more important than like right here. But a couple things I wanted to get out of the way is that I really like how you get the blind spot monitoring, the backup sensors as standard, as well as the lane keeping system and like the emergency braking. I wish that it did come standard with adaptive cruise control, but I guess I understand why it doesn't. But for an additional, like, I think it's $755, you can get adaptive cruise control, as well as a couple other options, like safety options. So you might want to look into getting that if you're looking at an SEL and you're speccing one out yourself. This one has not been optioned with that. So whether you want adaptive cruise control or not is up to you. And that's kind of why I brought up the Subaru thing when I was talking about the interior, is that, you know, a $25,000 Subaru comes standard with adaptive cruise control. So, you know, that's definitely nice, but at the same time, this has blind spot monitoring as standard, whereas those Subarus don't have the blind spot as standard. So, you know, you give and you take. It's that kind of thing. And then also, the power on this is a lot better than Subarus as well. Like, this thing's got plenty of get up and go. Now, when you get into like the 2.4 liter turbo that you find in like the Outbacks and stuff, yeah, those are pretty quick. But I definitely I always have respect for the EcoBoost engines, because they've got plenty of torque, they've got plenty of power, and you know, you'd be like, 2 liter 4-cylinder, but if you get behind the wheel of one of these things, I think it will surprise you just how peppy these things are. And that's one thing about the EcoBoost, man. They're really, really peppy little motors. And I think you'd be surprised by just how peppy they are. I mean, 250 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque coming out of a turbo 4-cylinder, that's awesome. That is definitely awesome. And this is the base engine too, which is even better. That is one thing I don't like, the auto stop start system. So I just turned that back off. I like how easily the auto stop start button is accessible for the driver. Once this light turns green, I'm going to do a nice little probably 50% throttle acceleration to show you just how peppy this thing is, even when you're not fully getting on it. So gotta wait for the light to turn green, and then we'll get up and go. Here we go, 50% throttle. And boom, we're up to the speed limit, just like that. Very, very quick acceleration. Very, very quick acceleration. And again, that was nowhere near full throttle. I also really appreciate how all-wheel drive comes standard. Doesn't come out as an option. That's definitely nice. And it gets pretty dang good fuel economy as well. So you get good power, you get good fuel economy. Take a listen. That's what it sounds like cruising over a bridge at 55 miles an hour. So considering the price point of this vehicle, it is very well insulated from the outside world. You know, there's not much really to talk about on this vehicle because, you know, this isn't like a loaded up vehicle. Let's try to get the light. See, the low end power kicks right in, gets you through the light as you need to be gotten through. I always like that little, like, you touch it and it goes, the blinker turns on 3 times. Definitely like that. I use that often. But yeah, great low end power, great top end power. Like right now I'm just barely getting on it a little bit and it's accelerating. Obviously I'm not flooring it, but it's accelerating at a pretty quick pace for being on the throttle like that much. So I definitely appreciate that low end power. Really, when looking for a daily driver, at least in my opinion, and this is what I'm sharing with you guys, is that looking at a daily driver, you really are looking at the low end to mid-range power, because that's kind of where you spend most of your time driving, is in the low to mid-range RPMs. And that's kind of where you want the power, and that is where this thing has the power. You know what I mean? Like, just barely, it's dropping 1 gear, or I don't know how many gears it dropped, but just a little bit of acceleration and it just goes. Let's see if we can hear any turbo whistle. Yeah, you can hear the blow off. That's so funny. I know it's not going to pick up on camera, but I always like driving, you know, like vehicles like this that you wouldn't expect to have a little bit of a blow off after you let off of the accelerator, like a whoosh. But I appreciate that the engineers engineer that, because it's pretty cool. Like, especially when you're listening for it and it goes whoosh. Yeah, it's something that you wouldn't expect. That BMW looked really good. It's something that you wouldn't expect on a vehicle like this. But you know, once this light turns green up top here, we're gonna do a full throttle acceleration to the left, and we're gonna see how well this accelerates at full throttle to about 50-55 miles an hour from about, like, I assume we're going like 20 right now. So let's see. Yeah, definitely nice, respectable power. It will definitely get out of its own way, more than enough get up and go for a daily driver, for sure. Great fuel economy, great power, Great sound system. This is a really awesome vehicle for the price. I think you get a lot for your money. Yeah, if you want to spend a little bit more money, you can get, you know, the higher trim levels like the titanium. I think that's the fully loaded one. But it's all, you know, it's up to you. This is, I think, the best value out of any of the other trim levels of the Edge, because you have everything that you want and need, but you just don't have the additional frills like a 360-degree view camera system, the adaptive cruise control, like a panoramic roof, the Bang & Olufsen sound system. But again, you have everything you need, you just don't have the things that you don't need. But that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm now working towards 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot get there without your support. So if you've taken anything from this video, if you've enjoyed this video in any sort of capacity, please take a second, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. But again, that's it for today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.